Good evening, folks, and welcome to the 8-2A sectional game between the Carthage Blue Boys and the West Prairie Cyclones here from Unity High School tonight. Glad you're alongside, and we do want to thank our fine sponsors on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, like JoJo's Gaming Parlor, our pregame sponsor. JoJo's Gaming Parlor offers the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and a chance to take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH Events, live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell, and cheer our area teams on to victory. The Carthage Blue Boys take the floor first, and they're going to, Dwayne, outnumber the fans a little bit. I know the West Prairie fans are here, there, everywhere, and a lot of the Carthage and Illini West fans are spread out a little bit. The way I like the way you said it earlier today on Facebook. Mother Nature has not treated us well.
No, Mother Nature has been very, very unkind to us, as I said. So we've got stuff piled on top of stuff, piled on top of stuff, and you're going to see across the gym where the West Prairie fans normally sit, there's not a whole lot of them. And it's not because they aren't somewhere, they're just not here.
Right.
And, like you said, it's 8th grade volleyball day or night or evening, whatever you want to call it. The girls are playing tonight. There's all kinds of stuff going on right now. And the problem is all this has got to get piled in right here at the end of the winter sports season so you can start all the postseason stuff. And what's funny is we've here on TSSR Game Time Live, we've got all kinds of stuff this week. We've got girls game going on right now. We've got this game going on tonight. Tomorrow night we've got girls again that you and John Burton will be doing.
Yep.
And then I'm going to go to Southeastern to do the boys game for West Prairie because that was a game that was supposed to be at home.
And they had to switch
it. And then Friday I'm going to Illini West to do a game for there as well with BPC, because we're doing this stuff because we've missed games and they're not getting made up in the same place they were supposed to be played. So BPC, if I don't do this game, they do have a game next Friday scheduled, but if something happens that doesn't take place, then suddenly BPC hasn't been on the air for
quite a while.
Yeah, it's been 3 weeks, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, something like that since BPC's been on. We have done a couple of games for West Prairie, but Southeastern's been a big supporter of us, so we try to get down there and do that game. But
that'll be a lot of fun, and I may try to get over to Illini West with you. Kind of a homecoming for me because I worked there for many, many years.
Yeah, you have to be looking forward to tonight in some respects duly purposed, because this is seeing Carthage kids. This is the stuff you made a living on, so to speak, on radio-wise, I mean.
From 94 to 2017, so a long time there in the community. And what's funny, and I saw the young men look up at me when I said it to Coach Jordan Schumann, was I broadcast games for many of these parents. The parents that are here tonight, I broadcast their games many years ago, so it's kind of fun. It's kind of a generational thing.
That's how we know we're getting old.
Real old. And yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I know I can remember Mike, Robertson, both his dad and his mom I've broadcast games for or been at games for, which is kind of funny. I mean, I could go down the roster, and so many of these kids, the Carlisles for years, Grotz. There were Grotz all the way back when I was in high school, all the way through broadcast a bunch of them. Said Robertson, Swisher, all these kids. It's cool for me to be back in, and I hope the fans enjoy it, because this, as I said, going to be a lot of fun. Hope we've got a lot of fans in the gym, but I hope we got a lot of fans back in Carthage, out at the school at Illini West, watching on here. And make sure you stop in our chat.
Yeah, the live chat is open. We've already got some. Lisa Fenton is watching our game. Shouldn't she be watching the girls? Or she might be live at the girls game, huh?
Paying attention.
Yeah, she'd be paying attention to the girls game.
What John's doing.
Yeah, Katie French has already said, let's go Cyclones. Jason Finch is watching. Go get them tonight, Cyclones. So a lot of Cyclone fans have already jumped into chat. But if you're watching from Carthage, we're or watching somebody from Carthage, we love to see who you're cheering for, the team and the player. And if you're related to them, tell them, Grandma Betty says, good luck, Brandon, and where you're watching from. We love that kind of stuff. We like to give shout-outs and get people involved. It makes this a lot of fun for us.
Exactly. And, said this is going to be a lot of fun, going to be a good game between the two. A little bit different situation than when they played at Carthage, and Carthage got the win in that one. So it's going to be a little different situation, but we'll see how things come out tonight. Well, why don't we take this commercial time out? This is TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
Hey team, thanks for a great 2021 here at Cunis Macomb and for helping us win Automotive News Best Dealerships to Work for the second year in a row. Did you know it's only awarded to 100 dealerships out of 16,000 in the entire nation? And we're having a pizza party for lunch? Cunis of Macomb. It's a great place to work, and that makes it a great place to shop on East Jackson Street and online at cunismacomb.com.
Welcome back to our coverage here of the 8-2A IESA 8-2A sectional game. The winner of tonight's contest will get to play either Decatur Robertson or they will play Mount Pulaski, the host team, at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning. So most likely a hotel stay for somebody because Mount Pulaski, probably about a 2-hour trip, maybe hour and 45 the way Keith Yax drives.
Not on a bus, though.
No.
Not on a bus.
No, I said that's the way Keith drives.
Yeah.
Shout out to my good buddy Keith. I know he's up doing the game at Illini West tonight. I was hoping to have him down here on at halftime. And
well, hopefully we can see him Friday night.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
But, it's 40 seconds away. They'll do all the lineups and non-starters, I would imagine, and all that stuff here tonight. But
starting challenge.
Hopefully they'll remember to announce the starting lineup for both teams.
You caught that the other night. So focused. Razor focused, but for the wrong reason.
The wrong razor was getting your attention.
Exactly. And so both teams, the Cyclones will be in the home white uniforms. Black Cyclones on the front, trimmed in silver. The silver panels on the front of those. Carthage Blue Boys in the traditional blue uniforms with the white side panels, Carthage in white across the front of those, and that's another thing my good old buddy Rob Dunham used to do. And we're going to step aside for a moment and make things official with the playing of the national anthem.
For tonight's playing of the Star Spangled Banner. with Superintendent Scott Riddle, Principal Joe Sharpsman, and Athletic Director Frank Cash. Unity Middle School proudly welcomes you to the U for tonight's 8th grade class.
And let's do the starting lineups for you here tonight. In fact, we're going to go, looks like they're just going to go starters this evening. And so, first of all, for the Carthage Blue Boys, the visitors on the scoreboard, it'll be number 5, Ethan Carlisle, from a long, long line of Carlisles. Also, Brennan Grotz tonight, same for him. Long, long line of Grotz, or Grotzes, I guess, depending on how you say it. Also, Wesley Robertson, Chase Mudd, and Wesley Smith. A decided size advantage on the floor for the Blue Boys here this evening. For the homestanding West Prairie Cyclones, it will be number 2, Braden Copeland, number 10, Matt Whitman, number 12, Brody Cordell, number 13, Ryan Clark, and number 14, Austin Nelson. Thank you for voting McDonough District Hospital Rehabilitation Center as best of the best in McDonough County. Let their experienced and dedicated rehabilitation staff show you why MDH has been voted best of the best in 2017, 18, 19, and again in 20. 3 convenient locations to serve you, 2 in Macomb and 1 in Bushnell. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief Weekly Edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday is an option. You can also receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All of this for only $42 per year or $38 per year if you're age 65 or older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville.
Oh, just about ready to go here from Mendon Unity High School. So if you're on your way listening to us, go to the high school, not to junior high.
That's right. Tip is up and away, and Grantz has it. He'll give it off to Carlisle, and they'll get things underway, bringing it to Mudd on the near side, looking at the baseline. Mudd in the lane. And Mudd got stuck. And now Cordell trying to work it up, threw it away, down for Grantz. Puts it up.
Jeez.
Little bit of a collision.
We can
there.
see how this game's going to go tonight.
It might be a little rough. Nelson up
that was
to
a
Cordell.
travel too. If we're keeping score on the who gets the extras and the foul calls, the Cyclones are winning 2-0 right now in that category.
Exactly, and that one we saw that at state a couple times where the foot kind of rolled over, and boy, they were on that travel.
That one drug about 1.5 feet.
Into Whitman. Whitman looking around on the far side, dribbles. And gets over to Copeland. Copeland on base it up over Smith. And who else is there? Ryan Clark missed the shot. Robertson out with it. He'll throttle it up the far side. Drives into Whitman and offensive foul.
They're calling a charge on. And he probably did, actually. But
well, it is Oscar season. So Matt Whitman gets the Oscar for best charge drawn, I guess. And so the inbounds pass comes in. Clark had to save it on the sideline, but could not. Using NFL speak, he could not stick the 2 feet inbounds.
Well, the problem is sticking 2 feet is one thing. Holding that 2 feet that you stick is another thing, right?
Carlisle will handle his point guard. As we have Grotz and Mudd crossing over to Robertson. Robertson holds it above his head, working on Clark, man on man. Put on here by the Cyclones. Down in the corner for Mudd. And on the way, shot by Carlisle, no good. Rebound tipped, and Cordell able to snap it out of there. He's got a 3-on-1, dribbles it up, goes in the lane, lays it up, won't go. And the rebound, Smith away with it.
He didn't even have to jump. He literally just stuck his hands up and grabbed the ball, but then he threw it too hard off and out of bounds.
And that's one of these things, these kids, I know they've played a lot of games and that, but a big atmosphere. And they just squeeze the orange a little tight at times. And saw that foul coming. Grantz got a little grabby there.
His first, team second. Sorry, go ahead.
And so they'll bring it inbounds. It'll be Nelson triggering into Copeland. Copeland on the far side, holds, bounces down to Nelson. Fakes the 3 as Smith chased him.
And their zone is so good.
Copeland with a trouble. It's as Jay Byla says, length. I mean, that's what they're showing.
But their length, but they close. They use their length, but they close. It wouldn't matter if they were 4 feet tall. They're in your face. And that's a really tough zone defense to play against if they can do that.
That'd be interesting, an all 4 foot tall lineup. 3-foot tall lineup would be even funnier. But Wesley
It'd be like playing a bunch of U's.
Exactly. Down in the corner, they work it to Carlisle in the lane. Robertson again kicking out. Fake and Grotz driving in. Missed it, but a foul call.
That's a good call. Copeland.
No score here so far.
Yeah, so anybody watching that gave me a hard time about not putting the score up, it actually is 0-0. I'm not fibbing to you.
A defensive slugfest. 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Grotz up. Free throw's good.
Not anymore.
And the Blue Boys are on the board. And I hate to say it, I do have hecklers texting me, no, we will not have picks to click here tonight. Shot is no good. Grotz out of there with it. Turns, holds, comes over to Mudd. Mudd working the far side wing and getting the Cyclone spread out there. Robertson forgot to take the ball with him. Into Smith, and nobody had picked him up. He had a open 5-footer, doesn't matter, as Carlisle crashed in there and got it. Blue Boys will put on pressure into Clark. Clark out to Whitman. Whitman, one of the 7th graders, came up here. Matt Whitman across the timeline, spins, turns.
I think he traveled and carried in that same situation right there.
A little bit extra pressure here on these young men into Clark. Clark puts it up, no good. Nelson had the rebound, couldn't corral it. And that's one of those Smith really bothering Ryan Clark. And that's what he did, as I've said it a million times in the girls' game, you fake and you go up through their nose. And you force them to either foul you or get the clean block and you tip your hat to them. Grotz out with it, looks down in the corner to Mudd. And that one off Mudd's hands and out of bounds. Yep. And what you're seeing, folks, I think Dwayne was going the same way. A little bit of nerves early on.
Well, they're playing a little fast. I think both teams are just pressuring themselves as much as the other team. So when you pressure yourselves and the other team gives you some pressure, you kind of start making some mistakes, and that's what's kind of happened here early. It's 3-0 with 3:12 to go in the first quarter.
Cordell up with it. He'll whip it to Clark. Clark traveled because he saw Smith there. And that's what Smith's doing. He's not being super aggressive. He's not, charging right at him. But what he's doing is that's in their head now.
Yep, it's in their head. You double step, and that's what happened to Clark there. He double stepped. He was thinking about going up, and then he realized he shouldn't, and then.
That one, Carlisle putting on the way, couldn't get it. Cordell, nice rebound. And he'll lead it up the floor over to Whitman. Whitman, quick catch and shoot off the glass, and good. The kiss makes it 3-2, 1 point Blue Boy lead. 2:40 clock rolling in this first quarter as Carlisle comes down. Bouncing, beauty of a backdoor cut, but Robertson missing the lay-in. Out to Cordell, and he'll push it up. And I'm not sure either way what happened there, but that's exactly, Brody Cordell, exactly what you have to do. Make Smith decide what he's going to do.
Yeah, and we've talked about it on numerous occasions. You've got to hold your ground and not twist. Smith was there, but he twisted with him and picked up the foul. First one is good by Cordell.
Friendly rim.
And we're knotted at 3.
Grotz will come back in just a moment. Grady Blue in the game right there. Rebound by Nelson, puts it up. He missed it, and now a fight for it. Clark out with it to Copeland. Shot no good. Rebound. And give Cyclones a little credit. Rebounding pretty well with Carthage so far. Robertson in the lane. Stops, pulls, comes out to Mudd. Thought about the dreaded long two, but pulls it down. Blue with it now. Caden Russell will check in at the next dead ball. Down the lane goes Blue. No good. Smith there for the board. Says, got your back, partner. Puts it up and in. 5-3 Blue Boys. Throwing that up the floor. Robertson with a pick. Drives baseline. Goes up. Got it. Yes! And it counts. And I believe Whitman will pick it up this time. Actually, is Austin Nelson with it. 7-3 lead right now.
Brennan Grotz checking back in for the Blue Boys, replacing Chase Mudd.
Robertson shot no good. Rebound tip, and Cordell's got it. Brody Cordell out of there with it. Comes over the far side, looks to drive middle, nearly lost it to Whitman. And trying to get rid of it, dribbles down, bounces to Caden Russell. Russell tried to throw it off the leg of Robertson, I think, was what he was trying to do.
It was what he was trying to do, and it ended up going between Smith's legs out of bounds. I mean, it did hit Robertson. I'll give him it. He didn't miss him. It just didn't do what he wanted it to do.
Cordell looks to trigger it inbounds. Box offensive set.
Got to make sure that jersey's tucked in.
Yep, they always play better with their jerseys tucked in.
IHSA and IESA think so anyway.
Copeland puts up a high arcing shot, and Clark once again, great effort there, couldn't come up with it. As Carlisle out of there with it, up quickly to Grotz. Grotz crashing lane, puts it up, won't go, and the rebound, Cordell snaps it up. And Brody Cordell dribbles it up, pops the quick three, no good, rebound, Copeland in the trees.
How did he not travel?
And then put it up and in.
Or maybe he did.
7-5 lead here. And we've got a timeout. Coach Jordan Schumann has seen some things he doesn't like here so far. 7-5 with 1:04 left in this first quarter play. Carthage with the lead. This West Prairie game stream is made possible by McDonough Telephone's fiber internet. McDonough Telephone offers lightning fast and reliable fiber internet, video, phone, and camera systems to the McDonough County area. Call 309-776-3211 to check your availability. Good Hope Gardens, located at 445 East Main Street. Good Hope, just east of the North Elementary School, open April through October, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. For all your fresh produce needs, be sure to follow the Facebook page for daily updates. Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family invite you to Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown.
The live chat is open, folks. Hop in that live chat. Tell us who you're cheering for and where you're watching from.
Grady Blue lobbing it up to Smith. Smith had it partially blocked by Russell from behind. Run out to Cordell, and he double dribbled.
That's JD made the right call there, but that was not his call to make, but he made the right when he saw it happen and knew it should have been called. But I don't know how it wasn't called sooner than that. He blatantly double dribbled.
And this is kind of a track meet. Grady Blue bringing it up here. Young man who has some Colchester ties in there. As Carlisle will hand it off, and it is Blue wheeling it over to Grotz. Working around here to Robertson. Robertson will hold, dribble, kick out. Blue pulls up 15-footer, no good. Rebound, Smith with it. Couldn't get it to go. Robertson the rebound out to Carlisle. Couple of dribbles, whips it to Blue.
Is that Ryan's boy?
It is. He's just
sitting right down there. Yeah.
And he'll back it on out of there. 18 seconds left to go. Looks like they're working for one. Grotz traveled. Football a big part of that family, but no, can't do that there. Was not the halfback option.
Mud checking back in, replacing Grotz.
Or to say it right, the wing T. Got to get my terminology right. Russell will bring it in ahead of Mudd as Whitman deep in the court, trying to jump at him. Matt Whitman dribbling toward the baseline, comes up, and they're going to whistle the carry. And that kind of, as he was dribbling, he kept getting his hand underneath it.
And right at the sideline, he was on the sideline, and he would have had to dribble it out of bounds. So he actually did carry it just a smidge to get the ball back in bounds. It's a good call.
Carlisle the trigger, looking. Nice job defensively by the Cyclones. Smith with it. Trying to find somebody. 7 seconds left to go here. Carlisle counting it down over to Mudd. In the lane to Smith. Smith tried to pass it, threw it off the back of Clark. And at the end of one quarter of play, we've got a close one. 7-5 lead here for Carthage at the end of one. This is TSSR Game Time Line presented by MDH.
Hey team, thanks for a great 2021 here at Cunis Macomb and for helping us win Automotive News Best Dealerships to Work for the second year in a row. Did you know it's only awarded to 100 dealerships out of 16,000 in the entire nation? And we're having a pizza party for lunch? Cunis of Macomb. It's a great place to work, and that makes it a great place to shop on East Jackson Street and online at Cunis.
Your farm is your legacy. As a leading farm insurer, Country Financial is here to help protect it. Call Brett Powell, your local country rep, at 309-652-3889 for a free quote today. Located in the heart of Walnut Grove and in business since 1974, Ryden Farm Supply can meet all your needs for LP, seed, fertilizer, and farm chemicals. Their LP service is unmatched in this area, and as a customer, they will take care of you. Give them a call today at 309-772-2200. 31-21. Cyclone ball to start this second quarter, and a tight one, 7-5. Looked like Carthage was trying to create some room, and now the Cyclones have come back. Whitman bounces up to Copeland, to Clark on the far baseline. Watches Whitman cut through. Now to Copeland. Copeland a couple dribbles out to Russell. Russell spots three. Ring it up for Caden Russell. And the Cyclones take an 8-7 lead. Back comes Carlisle up the lane, shoots, and will get the foul on Whitman.
That's Whitman's second.
And so may necessitate a change as Carlisle will step up to the free throw line.
Well, they've got him on the board as one, but they gave him one earlier too, didn't they?
I thought so. First one's no good. Makes it still 8-7. You can tie it up here. Cyclones were down 7-3. They've on a 5-0 run. Second one on the way. No good, and the rebound. Robertson up with it. He missed it. And a over the back on Smith.
That's his second. Team's fourth.
And that was one of those good job blocking out by Brody Cordell. And that's what you got to do to tall guys. Whitman escapes a little trouble.
There's a lot of hand checking.
Yeah. Over to Blue. Blue dribbling it up, and he gets it tapped away. Hands is a bit frisky tonight. That one by Carlisle strokes at home and good. 10-8 lead for Carthage. Whitman over to Cordell. Cordell quickly up, threw it to Copeland, and Copeland wasn't looking. So
it was a perfect pass, but Copeland hadn't turned his head back, and when he turned his head back, the ball was already going by him.
That Carthage pressure getting them a little bit hurried up. And now the Cyclones will pressure a little bit into Smith. Nice target to throw it into. Tried to hand it off to Mudd. Mudd had to gather it.
I don't think Mudd was ready for that.
I don't think it was either. Blue now dribbles across the top.
Wasn't real clear what they were going to do.
Kind of murky. Wonder if there's a word for that. Yeah. As Carlisle works it around. Over to Blue. Blue to Mudd. Mudd wheeling down, working on Russell. We'll get their lane. And Robertson dribbling, scooping his way in. No good. Rebound Smith. He'll put it up and put it in. As I've said a million times through my broadcast career, you can't teach tall. Cyclones do a good job. They got a 2-on-1. Russell in the lane, puts it up and in.
From Clark, a great job of passing to beat the press.
12-10 lead here for Carthage. As the Blue Boys work, it is Carlisle on the dribble drive, working on Whitman. Down they come to the far side, and Carlisle pumps up the quick three. Robertson snaps up the board.
He has really done a good job on the board.
Got in trouble. That one he kind of jumped in the air, went to pass, and nobody home. Russell, the quick three, no good. Clark, the rebound. He puts it up and gets blocked. And back
this is a track meet, folks.
It is. Robertson will stroke the three. Good! Ring it out for Robertson as makes it 14-10 Carthage. And actually they're going to call that a long two. Wesley Robertson, that is the dreaded long two. Caden Russell out. Eli DeCounter will check in. Austin Nelson will come back in as well. And the officials, I think, are discussing whether that's a three or not. It was a three.
I had my scoreboard right.
I don't know whether the coach was arguing they should take it away or. Let's get a lineup check for you. It is Eli DeCounter, Ryan Clark, Austin Nelson, Braden Copeland, and Matt Whitman on the floor for West Prairie. It is Ethan Carlisle, Brennan Grantz. Actually, I take that back. It is Grady Blue, Wesley Robertson, Chase Mudd, and Wesley Smith. A pair of Wesleys. Mudd brings it down, drives toward the lane, kick out for Carlisle. He step back three is good. 18-10, their largest advantage. Cyclones dribble into the backcourt. Copeland trying to get out of trouble. And we've got a timeout called by West Prairie. 3:21 left to go in the first half. 18-10 the lead for Carthage right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit, and all the providers and staff are putting the patient first.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
(18-10) right now. Carthage with their largest lead of the game. 3:21 left to go here in this first half of play. And Carthage starting to open it up, starting to hit the outside shots. West Prairie had been kind of packing it in, to prevent lobs down to Smith, and now going to have to reconfigure a little bit.
Well, I can tell you the person that's opening up the outside for them to have open looks is Wesley Robertson. He's dominated the glass. You think Smith looks like he's the guy that should be the one to dominate, but it's Robertson that's doing it.
And Whitman of travel turns it back over.
He saw Mudd coming for a double. I'm trying double play. I'm thinking baseball to get double teamed, and he shuffled his feet trying to get rid of the basketball.
In it comes to Carlisle. Carlisle will come across the timeline as he works it against Whitman. In the lane, finds a nice backdoor cut to Mudd. Gets it out of there, and Copeland able to tap it away from Smith. Copeland hard charging in the lane, lost the handle on it. I think tipped away by Carlisle.
Was possession to West Prairie. That's one of those times where Copeland, maybe since he is younger as a seventh grader, trying to push it down the floor, maybe pull that out. It was a 1-on-2 break, not a 2-on-1.
Into Austin Nelson. Nelson open, and he wiggled his feet if he'd taken one dribble.
He started to take a dribble, and then he wanted to shoot, and he couldn't decide what he was going to do.
The in-betweener, use a baseball term.
Those will get you every time.
18-10 lead here for the Blue Boys. We go under 3 minutes. Carlisle on the fly. And when I say that, I'm not kidding. They have been up and down. As Mudd now down the near side, spins to the lane. Down for Smith. Smith has it tapped away by Nelson. And, man, that's one of those. Smith's got to take a power dribble and go right up. He's got a guy that's 6 inches shorter.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's disappointed me a little about Smith. He's very offensively tentative. He wants to pass and play good defense, but, boy, he should be dominating down low in the block offensively as well.
And Grotz dribbling it off his feet after Copeland bothering him. Turns it over. Russell will check in. And he'll replace Braden Copeland. Or actually, Matt Whitman. Give him a little bit of a breather.
He was pointing through Copeland to Whitman, apparently.
Over to Copeland. Working in the backcourt. Whips it up the court to Cordell, who made a nice catch and traveled. Got up in the air, and good things never happen when you get up in the air.
No, but you don't want to leave your feet unless you're shooting or you know exactly where you're throwing the ball. Don't jump first and then look, because it oftentimes does not end well.
Mudd into Carlisle. Carlisle will set himself, work it up against Caden Russell. Looking to dribble down, 1-4 set here for the Blue Boys. Grotz to Robertson. Robertson out to Mudd. Mudd thought about the three, puts it down, goes to Robertson. Be afford to be patient. Robertson in the lane, shot no good. Rebound tipped around. Smith, nice save. Out to Carlisle, 3 on the way. Nope, no good. Got his own rebound. Down the lane, spins, turnaround Jay, no good. Smith the board, there he goes, up and in. And it's 20-10, a double-digit lead for the Blue Boys. Steal on the inbounds. Robertson in the lane, yes, and it counts. Puts it up and in. 22-10. Jair Flora will check in for West Prairie.
Foul was on Caden Russell, his first, team's fourth. And it will be subs checking in. A timeout's going to be called because it will be a one-shot on the old-fashioned three-point play. Sorry, I'll leave it to you.
And we do want to thank, again, some of our fine sponsors here. Yetter Farm Equipment, with facilities in Colchester and Macomb, Illinois, is an agriculture equipment manufacturer that has been in business since 1930 and is currently hiring. Start a new career with excellent benefits and starting hourly wages of $18 to $24 per hour. For more information, call 309-776-4111 or visit them online at www.yetterco.com/careers. Beck Pest Control would like to say, hey, Cyclones, great job this season. Beck Pest Control is your locally owned pest control company servicing Colchester and the surrounding area for over 10 years. They specialize in residential and commercial insect and rodent services. Beck Pest Control, voted best of the best in McDonough County for the last 4 years. Call or text Beck Pest Control at 309-313-5521.
The second attempt for an old-fashioned three-point play here for Robertson in the game. Missed the first one, made the second time.
Opens it up to a 23-10 lead. Nelson into Whitman. Gives it over to Nelson. Austin Nelson working in the backcourt.
He almost traveled again.
Yep. Dribbled it now. Nearly lost it. Whitman recovers. Got to be near 10. And it is 10. Wow, I'm good at that. I knew it had to be close to the 10-second call.
Whitman just got an elbow or a knee in the thigh, too, and he's got a little bit of a cramp, it looks like. I don't know if anybody's ever had that happen to him or not, but that hurts like crazy.
It does. And I've handed a few out, too. As Mudd brings it into Carlisle. Carlisle will set it up. Minute 40 left to go here in this first half of play. Carlisle wheeling back, looks at Robertson, can't find him. Now finds him, out to Mudd. Mudd quickly. Great passing and quick movement by the Blue Boys here. See, the broadcaster curse. They did that one, and then Robertson gets his own rebound. Nobody blocks him out. High off the glass and good, 25-10.
That was way up off the glass.
Matt Whitman with it, up to Copeland. Copeland dribbling in, puts up the one-hander. No good. Smith out of there with it, and they'll come back the other way. The long run out, the touchdown pass. Mudd couldn't quite stick the landing, and back will come the Cyclones here. Go under a minute left. Nelson dribbling, kick to Copeland. Copeland in the trees, in trouble, tried to bounce to Nelson. Robertson nearly stole it, and then a jump ball. Blue will check back in. Clark will check back in as well. Mudd goes out for the Blue Boys, and Braden Copeland will go out for the Cyclones. 53 seconds left in this first half, a 25-10 Blue Boy lead. As Carlisle brings it up. Don't think Coach Jordan Schumann will work for one. He might. Out to Blue. Blue.
Apparently not. Everybody said shoot that.
And Blue drives in lane. Biscuit in the basket, good. And it's 27-10. Inbounds to Whitman. Matt Whitman up the sideline.
Carried it again.
And he carried it again. And a lot of that, folks, is nerves. Some of these seventh graders aren't used to playing just aren't used to this kind of pressure yet.
Well, part of it is he's pushing the issue. He's running to the sideline every time, and everybody, you might have seen him on camera pretty adamantly yelling at Coach that everybody's down at the other end. He's got no help, and when you have no help, run to the sideline, that's what's going to happen.
And Blue blocked in the lane, and Whitman going to be, and that's going to be the third on Smith.
Fifth on the team.
And that's one of those, as I say, why coaches have stomach issues is because you got your big man all the way at the other end of the court committing a reach in.
Whitman was just yelling at everybody to stay back and help out. It's if they're doing a zone press, you stay back. If it's a man press, you're supposed to clear.
Yep.
And they are doing a zone trap, so he does want some help in passing the ball.
Nelson up, misses it, and that's the end of the first half of play. 27-10, the Blue Boys lead it here over the Cyclones of West Prairie. Let's take this timeout. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today and make your voice heard.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
And welcome back to Mendon Unity High School. Unity High School here as we're playing in the high school gym. The 7th graders played here 2 weeks ago.
But they were in the junior high gym. Junior high volleyball is in the junior high gym tonight. Frank Cash, our good friend, AD down here, I know he's been, this has been just as wild for them as it's been for all of us scheduling-wise, and I believe that is the reason, because there's junior high volleyball going over in the junior high gym, and it's kind of nice for these guys to play in this high school gym for this sectional.
Looking at the crowd here, you wonder if they don't wish they had put Carthage on the other side and West Prairie fans on this side, because the Carthage side that you can't see on the camera is pretty full, and in comparison to what West Prairie's is, but I don't think Carthage probably has as many. You need to have Janie yell at him, tell him to cheer.
Yeah, there you go. I don't think half of them even know they're on camera. But
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
There's
hey, you're on camera. Wave
to everybody at home. There we go. Now you can see the Carthage contingent here tonight. As a big crowd on hand here for the Blue Boy fans here this evening.
Yeah.
And I got a couple not so good looks. We're having the camera on the crowd tonight, but there you can see.
So we showed you who's watching from here. Why don't you folks get up in the live chat, let us know where you're watching from and who you're cheering from. We haven't had a single Carthage Blue Boys fan say anything yet in the live chat, so surely we've got a couple of them watching, right? You have to have a couple Blue Boys fans watching.
Are there enough Cyclones fans left at home?
They're all watching it, the high school gym or the middle school gym or whatever the case may be, too. So I know that Kelly Webster said that she was going to be watching from the gym again.
And we want to wish the 8th graders happy 8th grade night. Congratulations on a great season. And, of course, they'll be high school players next year.
So back to the live chat. Let's get the live chat going here. Tell us where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. We would love to see that. Let's go over some stats while we have a couple minutes here in the halftime session. For West Prairie, they scored 5 points in each quarter. They finished the first half 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Braden Copeland has 2 points. Matt Whitman has 2 points. Brody Cordell has 1 point. And Caden Russell has 5 points. All those came early in the second quarter, and those were the only points of the second quarter for the Cyclones. Matt Whitman is the only person with more than 1 foul for the Cyclones. He has 2. For the Blue Boys, a game-high 8 points to this point for Wesley Robertson. 10 points for Robertson. Did I say 8 or 10? 10 points for Robertson, 8 points for Ethan Carlisle, 6 points for Wesley Smith, 2 points for Grady Blue, and 1 point for Brennan Grotz. Grotz is 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. Wesley Robertson is 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. They are 2 of 4 from the free throw line as a team. They scored just 7 points in the first quarter and 20 points in the second quarter. They came to life, did the Blue Boys, in the second quarter, and that has proven to be the difference here thus far, 27-20. It was actually, was it 10-9?
It was. The Cyclones actually had jumped in the lead at 8-7 and then went 10-9, and then kaboom.
an 18-0 run.
Yeah, and a lot of that fueled by 2 or 3 threes on the way there, too. And I saw some sad sports news today. Jeremy Giambi passed away today.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Longtime Oakland A. So
finished his career with the Yankees, I think, didn't he?
Yep. No, we don't talk about the Yankees, sorry. Not on these broadcasts.
Brianna Gratz says, I'm here for the Blue Boys. Woohoo. Watching from Charleston, Illinois.
All right.
It's awesome to have the live stream. Well, it's awesome,
to
Brianna, to have you here or have you watching us, so we appreciate it. Jeffrey Durham. I can't read, and my screen's too small. Jeffrey Durham, is watching from Blandonsville, cheering on Jair. And Clark Irwin's cheering for Carthage as well.
Well, and it's good to have, I'm happy to have the Carthage fans. And again, we talked about it, not to beat that to death, but a lot of fun. That was one of the things that excited me about coming down here to do this. As I say, and it was funny, the young fellas looked up at me when I said I broadcast the games for a lot of these parents that are sitting up in the stands or was around when they went to state football championships. In fact, Jared Murphy sitting just down from us over here. Remember that state championship football game very well. So it's fun to see these folks again. It's part of the fabric of the community. Sports always huge in Carthage. Boys basketball wasn't always.
It was always football for boys and basketball for girls. But they've had some pretty good basketball teams go through Carthage/Illini West in recent years. So it's not surprising to see them continue that upswing with the boys program, and they're going to have some good players moving forward into the high school ranks.
And you just see it in the numbers. I mean, that's one of the things. West Prairie blessed it with this bunch with numbers, but other years we've struggled with numbers a little bit, and that's one of the nice things. And Carthage has always had numbers, and that's the important thing. They've always had numbers, and if you do that in the junior high and you keep them to high school, because you never know who's going to shoot up 6 inches when they get to high school.
Well, and that's one of the things that, you and I have had this conversation a bunch of times. Volleyball is the one sport that I would say is a little different than this, but these basketball teams, it's really awesome that you can get to state and junior high in basketball, but it doesn't mean anything.
No, it doesn't.
It means nothing for the high school program. Just because you might have had the tallest kid or you might have had more kids or whatever, basketball is a sport that the other schools tend to catch up.
Yep.
And not only do they tend to catch up, they tend to take the best players from other teams. And usually when these junior high programs are really deadly focused on one class, so then when they get in, it's hard to mix those other kids in. And that's always been a problem. Bushnell's had that problem. West Prairie's kind of having that problem right now. The kids that are seniors were the last ones to go to state for the boys. So it's that same, it's hard to integrate when you focus that much on having one class do something at the junior high level. It doesn't translate as well just because of sheer growth, but then also implementing other kids. But the cool thing about that for West Prairie is they're already doing that with this 8th grade team right now.
Yep, they certainly are. And how about that Mike Tyson's punch-out theme? Does that date? I just dated myself.
You dated yourself because I didn't even know that's what it was. Oh, I never was a Mike Tyson punch-out guy.
I was. I got there and got defeated in like 5 seconds. So
Catherine Louderman is watching from Colchester, a West Prairie supporter. T. Culp, go Brennan and the Blue Boys, sending love from Houston, Texas.
Yeehaw!
That's awesome. Some Longhorns in the house.
There you go.
Buffy Wardell is watching. Go West Prairie. This is this makes this live chat so much fun when you can talk to people that are watching. And I had one of the Southeastern games, one of the Ramsey Fry's aunt, I think it was watching, and I had a whole conversation about where she lived, Connecticut, Washington, or I can't remember the exact name.
Yep. And on the inbounds, Matt Whitman jumped from the backcourt. He had not established position up there. Had established in the front court, jumped into the backcourt. That's an over and back.
but you get to talk and see where people are watching from, and amazing how small of a world it is sometimes.
Well, and I can remember, and not to get into the old WCAZ stories, but when we started streaming online, had people, soldiers in Iraq, watching the games, and what an honor to do that for people. And that's what this does as well.
Exactly right. Hudson Garbett is watching from Good Hope right now.
As Mudd works around, it is, Carlisle strokes it up, won't go. But Grotz chasing down the rebound, gets past Copeland, up and in and good. And it's 29-10 on the floor for the Blue Boys. Ethan Carlisle, Brennan Grotz, Wesley Robertson, Chase Mudd, and Wesley Smith. Matt Whitman, Braden Copeland, Ryan Clark, Brody Cordell, and Austin Nelson. Whitman racing up the sideline and traveled with it. And Matt's got to slow down. I know Matt, know him well.
He's got to slow down, and he's got to stay away from the sideline.
And his heart's beating about 180 beats a minute, but you got to take that breath, slow down.
He is right. He showed some frustration in the first. He's not getting a lot of help.
Yep.
And he's having to try to do it, beat a double team by himself.
Mudd to the lane, and he traveled with it as travel begat travel.
These teams are doing a good job of collapsing. Both of them are really collapsing into passing lanes and getting back in some help defense. And it's really causing trouble for both teams in their transition.
And Nelson tried to pass, tried to get it over Robertson, could not. Wesley Robertson dribbling up there to the lane, and that's one of those Smith kind of got in his way and brought everybody over.
Yeah, Smith got that shot blocked. Smith didn't block it, but he's the one that got it blocked.
As Carlisle brings it in underneath the near side, Nelson says nope.
Nelson has been hustling a lot tonight, too. He's played well for West Prairie. He's going to take a seat right there, and Russell's going to check back in.
Yeah, got to give him that credit. It's played well. Carlisle looks to lob it into Smith. Smith to Carlisle, 3 on the way. 3-ball side pocket, and he puts it in a good 32-10. The Blue Boys really open it up here. And, in fact, on about a 5-0 run to start this half?
Yes, they are.
Copeland in the lane, goes up on Smith. Nice job getting past him and in.
That stops a 23-0 run.
And the Blue Boys getting a little ahead of themselves, throwing it out of bounds.
You don't see 23-0 runs very often, and you saw one right there.
Junior high a little more common than high school. High school very rare. Inbounds. And nearly tapped away by Mudd. And that's one of those things, Caden Russell, got to be a little patient there. He was trying to hot potato it right back.
Yeah, he telegraphed exactly what he wanted to do, and Mudd did a good job.
And now Copeland with it, attacking Smith, goes up, got another one, 32-14. And that's one of those, if you're Smith, he played good straight-up defense, you just tip your cap and say, hey, nice job. As Clark will commit the foul on Robertson. And you notice what Carthage tries to do is, yeah, I said it doesn't look like a 1-4, but it is. And what they're doing is they're really spreading that floor out to give driving lanes to the guards. Grotz brings it in. Carlisle another 3. That one a little wide. Whitman down. Pressured in the backcourt and fouled by Grotz.
That was clean. Whitman got bailed out on that one.
Blue will check in as Grotz will go out for the Blue Boys.
Grotz is second, team's first of the second half.
Whitman triggering into Russell.
Want to say hi to Ron and Dorothy Curtis watching tonight.
Copeland in the lane again, gives to Clark. Clark puts it up, puts it in. And West Prairie on a mini run here, 32-16 lead now for Carthage. As back will come Carlisle, and he'll throttle it down.
It's a 6-0 run for the Cyclones.
And a nice pass on the backdoor cut. And they're kind of running almost an NBA-like clear out. And got a nice backdoor cut from Wesley Robertson. Whitman works in the backcourt up to Russell. Russell to Cordell. And now they work it near side. Copeland trapped there, throws it off the foot of Smith and out of bounds.
They just bait you into finding sidelines. You got to give Coach Schumann a lot of credit because Carthage does a great job of baiting you to take a baseline or a sideline and then pick up your dribble.
Russell with it will dribble out top, holds, cross courts it to Copeland. He'll put up the 3. It won't go. The rebound, Clark scoops it up. Had to flip it in, though, and now Whitman climbs high to get it, drives in, lost it. Russell will pop the three, won't get it. And the rebound pulled down in the hands of Mudd, and he'll be fouled.
That's the second on Russell, second on the team of the half. Grotz is going to check back in, this time for Mudd.
2:58 left to go here, third quarter. Carlisle into Grotz. Grotz dribbles it, weaving back and forth on Russell. Pulls up top of the key, actually pulls up 18-footer is good.
He just did that so nonchalantly, didn't he?
He did. Russell now dribbling up the floor, gets past Robertson, and then out to Whitman. Russell, nice tiptoeing there to keep a hold of it. Over to Copeland. Copeland drives in and traveled on that one. Little too much Euro in the step.
That might have, by definition, been a Euro step. I think but the problem was if you jump with 2 feet, you can't take another step. You have to go and shoot. And he kind of looked like he jumped with 2 feet, which he might have done, which would make it a travel.
And the Cyclones putting on a little pressure here. Into Grotz. Grotz up the sideline. Behind his back and nearly lost it and then travels with it. And that's when you got to be careful. Can't get too fancy. And Coach Schumann saying, hey, relax, slow down. We got a 20-point lead. We don't need to be in a hurry. Whitman across with it, over to Copeland. Copeland trap, bounces to Whitman. Whitman off of Copeland's leg, near lost it. Now Blue picks it off, and Carlisle's out with up to Grotz.
Oh, Grotz did a great job of getting fingertips on that to stop it.
Carlisle 3 on the way. That one no good, and the rebound Robertson. Spins, puts it up, won't go. Rebound tipped out of bounds, and Nelson threw it back in. Grotz says, thanks for the gumball, Mickey. And over to Copeland. I'll have a point to explain here in just a moment.
They got a technical on the coach.
Coach Jeff Copeland picking up a technical. And okay, the point I was explaining, I know Brody Cordell pointed up to the backboard. It's kind of, think of a vertical plane on that backboard. It's got to go over and break that plane before they'll call that. So that's why it was not called over the backboard and called out of bounds. Carlisle will stroke the free throw here. It is no good. Stays 38-16.
It's the only thing he hasn't shot well tonight is free throws.
Second one on the way and good. Ups it to 39-16. And they'll bring it in. It will be Blue Boy basketball.
Copeland must have said something that the referee heard, because he was not animated at all, at least moving around or anything. So
disparaged family lineage, possibly. You never know. To Robertson. Robertson's shot on the way is no good, and Carlisle up with it. He gets it up and gets it in. 41-16. Copeland dribbling in the backcourt, wheeling around, gets it to Whitman. Whitman needs to go. Gets a pick from Copeland, dribbling across half court, and Blue taps it out of bounds. And they'll bring it in. It'll be
Coach Copeland shaking his head, holding on to the basketball a little longer. A lesser official might have not liked that too well.
Yep. And now over to Cordell. He'll stroke a three. It is good. Makes it 41-19. Cyclones will pressure here with a minute left to go in this third quarter. And they're going to whistle a push on Austin Nelson. As he was being pretty aggressive with Grotz as they were bringing it in.
Well, you got to figure out where the boundary is, right?
That's exactly right. And that's going to be another one.
And he's got the attention of the official now. Time to back off a little bit. That's his second, team's fourth. So they got
team's
5.
Fifth. Hunter Jackson will check in for West Prairie.
Oh, it's team's 5th because of the technical.
Ah, that's right. Into Grotz. Grotz working against Jackson. Over to Blue. Blue dribbles it in the lane. Lost it. Cordell out of there with it. And dribbling. Gets it up to Copeland. Copeland in the lane. Goes up. Missed it. And Smith out of there with the rebound. Up to Robertson. Robertson back the other way. Blue Boys love to run out to Blue. And Blue had it go between his legs. Copeland tried to dive for it. Over to Grotz.
Did you see Blue saw Copeland and waited for him to dive and then picked the ball up? Did you see that? He knew exactly what he was going to do.
And pulled it away there. Now they're trying to work to Robertson, working on Jackson.
Felt a little bit like Lucy and Charlie Brown right there.
There you go. 20 seconds left to go. They're working it for one here. Grotz wheeling toward the lane, pulls it out to Blue. And he traveled. Jackson did a nice job, kind of faked him out there. And now the Cyclones will bring it in here. 17 seconds left to go in this quarter. Into Whitman. Whitman up to Jackson. Jackson, couple of dribbles and threw it away. And out of there with it comes Robertson. Robertson looking to drive with 8 seconds left. Goes up on Whitman. Puts it up and in. And that will be the quarter as it is 43-19. The lead here for the Blue Boys of Carthage as we head to the fourth quarter of play. Let's stop off for this timeout on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
MDH has committed to having a top-notch OB-GYN unit.
The new facility, the Dolores Cater Schweitzer Women's Center, this is a quality facility that the patients need to match the quality of care.
And then we also have a new clinic, which is state-of-the-art.
And here at McDonough, we have a team. And everybody feels like they're a part of the successes that we have.
We have a strong team in our office and in labor and delivery. You will get the best care at McDonough District.
43-19 as we head to the last stanza of this one. Do want to thank our fine sponsors like Carol Shaw, American Family Insurance. She says, great season, Cyclones. Contact Carol for all your insurance needs at her office in Monmouth. She can fill all your insurance needs from auto and home to life and more. Call her at 309-734-2990 and see how she can help protect you from the unknown. Ryden Farm Supply, located in the heart of Walnut Grove and in business since 1974. Ryden Farm Supply, and meet all of your needs for LP, seed, fertilizer, and farm chemicals. Their LP service is unmatched in this area, and as a customer, they will take care of you. Give them a call today at 309-772-3121. It is Carlisle, Grotz, Blue, Robertson, and Smith on the floor for the Blue Boys. Grotz out on the outside. He'll work it over for Robertson. Couple of dribbles to the lane. Now out to Blue. And that's, you can hear as the Blue Boys taking a little of the air out of the basketball. And on that one, Blue kind of took his eyes off it for a moment and lost it out of bounds. Now Mudd will check in and replace Blue here. As Russell brings it into Cordell. Cordell dribbling it up here. Avoids Robertson, gets it to Jackson. He'll shoot shot, won't get it to stick. And the rebound out of there with it is Robertson. 43-19, Carlisle across the timeline, chased by Nelson. As they'll bring it to Mudd. Mudd down the lane, shoots, won't go. Smith bats the rebound out, and Jackson able to out-rebound him and take it away to Clark. Over to Cordell. Cordell, a few bounces, works down to the outside, near side to Russell. Cordell pops shot, no good. And a fight for the rebound. Possession will stay with the Cyclones. It is Hunter Jackson, Ryan Clark, Caden Russell, Austin Nelson, and Brody Cordell on the floor for the Cyclones. Into Nelson. To Cordell. He'll pop another three. That one no good. Russell the rebound. He'll shoot shot. Won't get it to go. Clark the rebound. He puts it up and in over Smith. Inbound to Clark, the Mr. Do Everything. As Carlisle coming the other way on a hard dribble in the lane, goes up and gets fouled on the way through. 43-21 lead for the Blue Boys, 4:42 left to go here in this game. As Carlisle once again at the free throw line.
Brody Cordell picks up his first, team sixth.
First one is good. 44-21 lead. And we'll have a substitution. Coming in is number 31, Wyatt Jones for Carthage. As Wesley Smith will take a seat. Carlisle on the way. Shot is good. 45-21, inbounds to Cordell. Cordell weaving among trouble, up to Nelson. He'll drive lane on Jones and be fouled.
His first, team second.
And Coach Jordan Schumann getting some guys in there. Normally Carthage plays about 5 or about 6, from what I've heard.
That's the first, excuse me.
Jair Flora will come in for West Prairie. He'll replace Ryan Clark.
First point of the game for Nelson.
Second one on the way. No good. Rebound. Cordell had it for a moment. Tipped. Fight for it. Who's got it? And it was Grotz that got it out of there over to Carlisle.
That was a good job of keeping his head while he's on the floor and finding somebody to pass the ball to.
Carlisle out with it. Dribbles down the lane. Kick out for Robertson. He'll toe the 3. That's short. And Jair Flora up for the rebound. He'll throw it to Brody Cordell on the fly pattern. Puts it up and missed it. Grotz back the other way to Carlisle. Carlisle on Nelson and will be fouled.
You gotta give Carlisle some credit. He did a good job even getting that shot up. Flora. Oh, Nelson, I guess, was the one that fouled him, but he did a good job of trying to keep him from, if you're going to foul somebody, don't let him shoot.
Exactly.
Carlisle pushed through and got a good look. That's 3 on Nelson.
Carlisle's first is good. And more substitutions on the way. Grotz and Mudd take a seat as Jason Walker comes in. Also coming in, Caden Swisher. Carlisle the second. It is good. 47-22 Carthage. And now there with it comes Cordell, who works it up. Out to Russell. Russell cross courts for Jackson. 3 on the way. Jackson banks it home. 47-25. Robertson over to Carlisle. And Carlisle bouncing up. He'll work it out there for Swisher. Back to Carlisle, who backs it on out. And Charlie Zimmerman will check in just a moment. Carlisle dribbling around over to Swisher. Swisher bouncing out. Over to Robertson. Robertson holds and waits there. As he'll dribble down, give it back over to Carlisle as they just take a little time off the clock. 3:20 left to go in this ball game. And Hunter Jackson, the near steal. Wholesale substitutions. Blue will come in. Carlisle will go out. Charlie Zimmerman will replace Caden Russell. And Austin Nelson back in as well. Inbounds. Walker brings it into Blue. Blue working on Zimmerman there with 3 minutes left to go here in the ball game. 47-25. Walker holds a bounce and then gives it back out to Robertson. Robertson working out top there. Comes back to Walker. Walker wheels over to Blue and got a push foul on Cordell. And that'll be the 7th on the team. So we'll have 1 in bonus the rest of the way.
Actually should be the 8th. Because of the technical.
And so up at the free throw line will be Walker. Readies himself at the free throw line. On the way, it banks it in. Walker makes one and makes it 48-25. And he'll ready the second one. So gets himself into the scorebook in this one. Second one up and on the way. It is no good, and the rebound, Brody Cordell down with it.
It's easier to do that by fouling.
It is. 48-25 lead here. Out to Clark. Clark got a dribble in the lane, goes up on Robertson, puts it up, and puts it in. Robertson to bring it back as they attack Blue up the court. Blue dribbling around, goes in the lane. Kick out for Walker. He'll pop shot. No good. Got his own rebound. And out to Blue it goes to Robertson. 2.5 and counting here in this 4th quarter. As Blue brings it out. Hunter Jackson will check in just a moment. We'll get the Carthage substitution. Robertson out top. Wheels around. It comes out here to Blue.
Referees are doing the visible counting, and they might get tired arms before this one's over with.
Yep. Robertson trying to keep it away from Clark over to Walker. Has it tipped away. Flora up with it. to Nelson, up to Clark, who wasn't ready for it. Now spins, loses it.
Got to give him some credit for just getting an arm up there.
To Zimmerman, he'll put shot up, won't go. Jair Flora had it for a second. And back will come Blue and Carthage. Under 2 minutes we go now, 48-27. Nelson chasing Blue all over the place. And bouncing over to Robertson.
Some more subs coming in for Carthage at the next dead ball.
Robertson to Blue.
If we have another dead ball.
Right, Blue.
That's a travel.
Dribbles in, kicks it over for Swisher. Swisher.
Yeah, he's going to get a timeout.
And they're going to get a substitution timeout. Jordan Schumann just getting some subs in. As Dylan Kramer, also coming in is Eli Dittmer. Jones coming out as well. Trying to make sure I caught everybody that came in. Gavin Fitch in there as well. And Ryan Clark going to take a
Got
seat.
6 players on the floor.
Blue will bring it in.
He's leaving one starter on the floor for a little, or near starter on the floor for a little. Did you see Nelson and Blue talking right there? You don't think those families know each other or nothing, do you?
Yeah, I think they might. As they're going kind of back and forth at each other. And you like to see, keeping competing.
They were laughing and joking with each other. They weren't being mean. I shouldn't say that. But they were communicating, having a little fun.
And Blue having to chase that one down, drives in, kicks it over to Dittmer. His shot no good. Jackson the rebound. Jackson dribbling it up here. Chase spins, gets it over to Zimmerman. His shot is no good. And the rebound tied up there. Nice job by Charlie Zimmerman to tie that one up with 1:16 left, 48-27.
Carthage basketball.
Triggering it in is Gavin Fitch. Fitch in to try to get it into Dittmer and does. And Dittmer dribbling around. Gets caught up and Jair Flora ties it up. It'll go back to West Prairie. Wyatt Jones will check in. And he'll replace Blue for the Blue Boys. Very appropriate naming.
There you go. 1:08 remaining in the season for the Cyclones.
Zimmerman out with it. Lobs it into Flora. Jair Flora puts it up and he's fouled. So Jair Flora will go up to the free throw line to shoot a pair. And this has been, for this Cyclone team, been kind of an up and down year, but getting out here, 8th graders getting a chance here all together.
The Cyclones are going to have their season end as Flora hits the first, but the Blue Boys going to have another game this Saturday, right?
Mount Pulaski, 10 a.m. They'll play either Decatur Robertson or Mount Pulaski. And I'm telling you, Decatur Robertson, they play them. They'll be a ton if they're anything like the 7th graders were. Cordell tries to save it, does. Jackson with it. Down the corner, Nelson fakes the three, out to Cordell. He'll spot a long three and miss it. Rebound out to Jones. Jones dribbling down, wheeling it out there with 40 seconds left. They bring it to Dittmer. Dittmer towing shot in the corner, no good. Jackson high for the rebound. And
this is the best part of a game, you know that?
It is fun. But these guys are really having fun here. Jones, the near steal, tying Cordell up.
When the other kids get in and that normally play, and the crowd's going nuts, and the fan section down at the other end is making noise for the kids that don't normally play. It's always a ton of fun.
Walker comes out. Swisher will come in.
29.8 seconds remaining.
And Swisher brings it in. That one tapped out by Jackson. So they'll bring it in again.
Those fans over there on the far side, that ball was right at their feet. They didn't even flinch. Did you see that?
That's pretty good.
That's impressive. Didn't even flinch.
Well, one of those, Braxton Dunn, Brandon Clark, Denver Mitchell over there as well.
I can't see who's over there. I'm too blind.
Jones dribbling down, kicks it over for Swisher. Swisher throws and intercepted by Flora. Jair Flora takes off up the court. In the lane he goes up and missed it, but fouled as Jones gives the foul.
Hey, have Janie get the student section down there.
There's the student section there.
That's about as good of a student section as you will ever see for a junior high game, folks. A pretty good one.
And Flora misses the first. 15.6 seconds left to go here in the ball game. 48-28 lead for Carthage. Second one on the way. Banks it home and good. And now they'll bring it into Swisher. Swisher to Jones. Jones holds. Kind of went on point there like a ballerina off to Flora. Flora up to Cordell. Cordell bouncing in the lane, puts it up and in, makes it 48-31, and that's all she wrote. The Blue Boys of Carthage will head on to the state tournament.
Yeah, never mind. They stopped cheering now.
Okay, now they got quiet. So here we were trying to get the fan section as they were cheering. And then, of course, a big night there for the Carthage Blue Boys. And, of course, Schumann, like I said, they will play either Decatur Robertson or Robertson or Mount Pulaski. And I laughed, folks, because my daughter let go of the camera and it went straight down. So I had to get a laugh.
Hey, she's done a great job on the camera.
Oh, I know. Even though she's been heckled some, she has done a fantastic job. And a congratulations to the Cyclones for a great season. And the Blue Boys heading to state here. And again, a date with either Decatur Robertson or Mount Pulaski, Saturday at 10 a.m. over at Mount Pulaski High School. And we're going to take this commercial timeout. Back in just a moment. TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
Hey, team. Thanks for a great 2021 here at Cunis Macomb and for helping us win Automotive News Best Dealerships to Work for the second year in a row. Did you know it's only awarded to 100 dealerships out of 16,000 in the entire nation? And we're having a pizza party for lunch? Cunis of Macomb. It's a great place to work, and that makes it a great place to shop on East Jackson Street and online at cunismacomb.com.
I chose physical therapy because I knew I wanted to be in the healthcare field. I wanted to be able to help patients in some way related to more in depth. We get to know our patients, and that's really what kind of sets us apart.
I became a nurse practitioner because I wanted to do more, I wanted to learn more, actually have more hands-on individually with patients. The rewarding part for me is that I get to come to work and learn something new every single day.
Welcome back here on a post-game show brought to you by JoJo's Gaming Parlor. We're joined by Jordan Schumann of the Carthage Blue Boys. And Jordan, tonight, your guys did such a fantastic job, really set the tone. Their pressure kind of got West Prairie racing up the court. Great night for your guys.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been our MO for this season. Force chaos and just try to have fun, get turnovers, get easy shots. We struggle a lot in the half court, so anytime we can speed a team up and just really up the pressure and get the game at a faster pace is the best for us.
And you had some kind of trepidatious moments there. West Prairie were able to get a three and got that 8-7 lead. But from there, by our unofficial count, a 23-0 run. And a lot of that built on defense, rebounding, and really taking control of the game.
I didn't realize that. We were kind of in the moment there, but you know, and it's the same with Nauvoo. The boys responded, and I think they needed some adversity to kind of get them going, get them refocused. They, you know, playing a lot of games and then getting a week off to come into regionals and now sectionals, it kind of hurt their momentum and had a tough game Monday night against Nauvoo, and then tonight we came out flat. And, you know, our energy comes from our defense, and that's 100% effort, and that's all them. And when they do that, like I said, I didn't realize we went on that kind of run, but that's the kind of defense we need and the kind of pace we need.
And you play either Decatur Robertson, who is always very tough, or you will play the homestanding Mount Pulaski team. You know, either one of them is going to be a very tough task. Do you know anything about either one?
No, I'm very focused on one game at a time. So I'll get home tonight. I'll see who took that game and start looking. I know Decatur, traditionally, like you said, very, very tough school. I'm more worried about the 10 a.m. start than I am anything else. I'm going to have to find out if we're staying all night or driving over at 6 in the morning. So either way, I think if the boys can bring the energy, we can hang with anybody. We've shown that. But it's all about coming out. If we come out flat, I'm afraid that, you know, the writing's on the wall if we do that. So we'll get focused. We'll get into practice tomorrow. I'll start watching some film and see what we can come up with.
All right. Well, congratulations,
I
Coach.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Go celebrate. Have fun.
Keep
Congratulations.
doing what you guys are doing. It's great for the kids, great for the communities, and honestly, I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good night.
And we're going to take a commercial timeout. This is TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
At Country Financial, we enjoy serving the community in which we live, big or small.
I love living in the Blandonsville area. It's where I grew up, went to school, and decided to raise my family. I never had a desire to live or work anywhere other than in a small town. I feel lucky to help my longtime friends and neighbors with their insurance needs. It's like working with family every day.
I'm Brett Powell, your local Country Financial representative, whose door is always open to work with you.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
JoJo's Gaming Parlor, the sponsor of our post-game show. They offer the best gaming experience in the McDonough County area. Stop in for a cold drink and take home a nice wad of cash while you're at it. Also on game nights, check out the TSSR Game Time Live presented by MDH Events, live on the big screens. Come join your friends at JoJo's, located at 776 North Cole Street, Bushnell, and cheer our area teams on to victory. McDonough District Hospital athletic trainers and the MDH Rehabilitation Center, with locations in Bushnell and Macomb, provide expert help to Cyclone student athletes in the prevention, care, and rehabilitation of all injuries. Learn more at mdh.org. McDonough District Hospital, more than hospital care, a hospital caring. For all your local news, subscribe to the Community News Brief Weekly Edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can receive Monday and Wednesday editions by email. All of this for only $42 per year, or $38 per year if you're age 65 or older. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandonsville. This West Prairie game stream made possible by McDonough Telephone's fiber internet. McDonough Telephone offers lightning fast and reliable fiber internet, video, phone, and camera systems to the McDonough County area. Call 309-776-3211 to check your availability.
So on the JoJo's Gaming Parlor post-game show, we'll take a gander at the stats for tonight's contest. The scores for the West Prairie Cyclones, 2 with a team-high 6 points. Braden Copeland and Brody Cordell had 6. Ryan Clark also had 6 points. Ryan Clark with 6, Brody Cordell with 6, and Braden Copeland with 6 points apiece. 5 points for Caden Russell, 3 points for Hunter Jackson, 2 points for Matt Whitman, 1 point for Austin Nelson, and 2 points for Jair. I'll get it out in a minute. Jair. I can't even talk. I said his name 10 times during the game and got it right every time. Jair Flora had 2 points. He was 2 of 4 from the free throw line. The Cyclones finished 3 of 6 from the charity stripe. Game high 18 points for Ethan Carlisle, including 3 points. He finished 5 of 8 from the free throw line, including hitting his last 5.
That's important.
He was 0 of 3 and then hit 5 in a row to finish 5 of 8. 14 points for Wesley Robertson, who was really quiet. They took him out most of the fourth quarter, but I felt like in the first half he was the spearhead.
The catalyst,
Yes,
yeah.
That's right. 7 points for Brennan Grotz, 6 points for Wesley Smith, 1 point for Jason Walker, and 2 points for Grady Blue. That is the stats. We're going to take a real quick break, and we'll be back with Coach Copeland in just a second.
Dry needling is where you insert a filiform needle into a muscle, a tendon, a ligament, sometimes a bone, and it promotes blood flow and circulation so that it heals that particular painful area.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
And we're joined here on the post-game show, JoJo's Gaming Parlor post-game show with Jeff Copeland, Cyclone head coach. And I know, Jeff, Blue Boys, a lot of athleticism, a lot of firepower, and man, once they got on a run, you just couldn't get them stopped.
Yeah, first quarter we handled it pretty well. Didn't really make any adjustments that we needed to, and then they applied the pressure, and we turned the ball over several times during the second quarter, and we could just really never catch up from that. We made the adjustment a little late on pressure, and once we started getting the ball in the middle, it worked, but it was kind of too late, and they kept hitting some shots. So great team. Good luck to them the rest of the way, but yeah, it was a tough loss for sure.
And I know your guys competing all the way to the end. That was the spirit of this 8th grade team all the way along. They just continued to compete, work hard, and get better all season long.
Yeah, and we talked about that there after the game in the locker room, the strides that these gentlemen have taken from the first day of practice, pushing each other, coming together as a family. We talk about the camaraderie of these guys, both 7th and 8th grade, and that's one thing we're certainly going to miss now that the off season is upon us. But I told them we got to dig in and stay motivated, use this game as motivation, keep building the program, keep putting the work in. And the off season is upon us, and we're going to work hard and get better at what we need to fix.
And I know you lose a great group of 8th graders there. They have really come. Happy to see them, or sad to see them go, but happy to see them take that next step.
Yep, and we talked about that at halftime too, about Coach Duncan and what he's going to do in the off season and the programs that he's put together, and take what they've learned here, build upon that, take that team chemistry that we built and build it with the next group ahead of them, and keep pushing, and I think the West Prairie program is going to be in good hands for years to come.
All right. Well, thanks, Jeff. Thanks for all season long. It's been fun.
Yep. As usual, thanks for you guys for all the time you guys put in, all the miles you travel. You guys do a great job.
Well, thank you very much, Jeff. Great season.
Yep. Thank you, sir.
We're going to take a commercial break here. We'll be back in just a moment with another special guest, if I can get a hold of him, right here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
And Dwayne forgot to turn the – Dwayne does that at times. That's okay. Joined here by some special guests on the post-game show. First of all, Wesley Robertson of the Carthage Blue Boys. And Wes, man, you were kind of a catalyst in that second quarter. But take us back into that second quarter, because you guys got down 8-7. West Prairie hits a 3. They go up 10. They had a lead on you. What were you guys talking about in the huddle? What were you thinking out there on the floor?
We were talking about how, we were trying to hold them to 0 in the first quarter, and he said we were down 1, so he wanted us to just go on a run and get ahead a little bit and try to get the subs in play. And yeah.
And I know you really pushed defensively. You guys did a lot. And I don't know if you and Ethan knew this or not, but you went on a 23-0 run from about the mid through that second quarter through sometime in the third quarter. And that's pretty darn impressive. How does that feel to know that you guys really kind of tightened things down?
It showed that we need to step up and get things done for our team and be ready for everything. Plus, it shows that our teammates are like encouraging us and things, and yeah.
And I know this has been an up and down season for you. I know you lost your grandpa earlier this year. It's got to be fun to really get on this high note. No matter what, you're going to the state tournament, and that's got to be huge for you, your family. I know your mom got to experience that a long time ago, Dad as well. That's got to be fun for you to get to do that now.
Yeah.
And so what's the feeling? How you feel right now?
Excited, happy, glad that our subs got into the game, and just proud of all of us.
And I see you've got a fan club here, too. We'll let you switch Ethan in here. Congratulations, sir.
Thank
Go
you.
celebrate.
Thank you.
Ethan, go ahead, put the headset on. And look, I joked with Wesley, and I'll joke with you as well. This is a legacy interview because I'm sure somewhere along the way I've been around an interview for aunts, uncles, mom, dad, everybody. Ethan, what's the feeling tonight? You win this, you head to the state tournament. How's it feel?
It feels really good. We didn't really have the momentum in the first quarter, but after the first quarter, we really got to going, and we went on some big runs that helped us.
Now, I did this with Wesley, and I'll do this with you as well. You got down 8-7. They hit a three. They went up 8-7. What were you guys thinking out there on the floor?
We were just thinking to get to the hoop. Our team's not really shooters, so we just try to get to the basket and score layups and hit mid-ranges.
And I know one big thing you did, 5 free throws in a row there. You missed a couple early on. What were you saying to yourself when you calmed down and got those 5 in a row?
Well, I was missing to the right a lot, so I just moved over to the left on the line and really adjusted and knocked down those free throws.
And again, we mentioned it. You go to state, you may play Decatur Robertson, you may play the host team, Mount Pulaski. Does it matter to you who you play down there?
No, we just got to play we got to have effort and all that stuff. And we got to just play our hardest.
And I know you guys trying to build a program just like we are at West Prairie. And this is the thing, you guys can really hang your head on. How's it going to feel to go walk in the school tomorrow with that plaque?
It's gonna feel good knowing that we are the champions of the Sectional 2A, and everyone's gonna be happy, and everyone's gonna come up to us and congratulate us.
All right. Well, congratulations, young man. Wish you good luck at state.
Thank you.
I'll hand this back to Dwayne. Going to thank some more of the fine folks like Good Hope Gardens, located at 445 East Main Street, Good Hope, just east of the North Elementary School, open April through October for all your fresh produce needs. Be sure to follow their Facebook page for daily updates. Grover and Mary Jo DeCounter and family invite you to Good Hope Gardens. Come see where it's grown. Your farm is your legacy. As the leading farm insurer, Country Financial is here to help protect it. Call Brett Powell, your local country rep, at 309-652-3889 for a free quote today. Dwayne, great sectional game between the two teams. I know West Prairie, coming on the downside of it, but they've got to be happy they put out a great effort tonight.
Yeah, they played really well for a quarter and a half, and then, the wheels kind of fell off. And when Carthage started making shots, and when you make a shot, when you're a press team, your press takes effect when you make a shot. So they kind of go hand in hand. When Carthage made that first shot and then they made another shot quick and another shot quick, it just started amping up the pressure on West Prairie. When you can get rebounds and keep them from setting up their press, it's a different deal. But once they make that shot and they do a good job of getting into their press, that's when the wheels started to slowly fall off, and it ended up being a 23-0 run or so, or actually I think it was 26-2 run. And when you can't overcome that, but you got to give West Prairie credit because once they ended that run, they played even again. So they played even before, they played even after. They just couldn't stop the bus or stop that snowball once it started rolling in that run. But you got to give those kids credit. They played hard all night long. They never quit. And, they're going to be fun to watch. And as we look ahead, we talk about that a lot. This is junior high. Everybody talks about high school. These teams are going to see each other again, except when West Prairie sees these boys the next time, they're going to have the best players from La Harpe with them too.
And so it's going to be an interesting rivalry and a rivalry of US 336. Used to be 136 at 336 now, so going to be awesome to see them in action. And these guys all kind of grow together and battle each other and that. And I tell you what, Dwayne, fun tonight. And as I mentioned, and I know I probably overdid it, but legacy interviews for me, because I may have somewhere along the way, Wesley's parents, Ethan's parents, I may have interviewed them at some point along the way.
If you didn't interview him, you watched him play a lot of sports.
I did watch him play a lot of sports, and we're glad we had all the Carthage folks tuning in to us tonight. Been a great night of basketball. Congratulations to the Blue Boys as they head over here to the state tournament. And good luck to them. Wish them good luck. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow on our pregame with the West Prairie High School girls. And getting close to wrapping up my portion of the season. And
yeah, well, the funny thing is we've talked about it a little bit, and maybe you'll talk about it tomorrow night, and I'll talk about it during the boys' game, but we're probably not doing high school boys regionals or girls regionals because IESA is charging an exorbitant amount of money for us to do those games. I've had some people say that they would add some sponsorship if we could do it. If you're interested in that, we can talk about it, but it's a pretty big amount of money because they want NFHS to do it, but that's another story for another day. So our season, we're really busy this week, but next week is pretty slow. Next week we've got 2 games, I think. That's it.
And I think that's, as we get ready to slow down here. So tomorrow night we'll put a bookend on the girls' regular season, and the boys continue on just a little bit. Think about I may just make that trip to Illini West Friday.
It'll be fun.
All right.
It'll be fun. They've already got us a spot, and I've already got the
wonder if it's the same spot I sat in for probably 20 years.
It'll be at the end of the gym, I think is what he told me. So probably I'm sure it'll be the same one.
I probably
one side or the other.
There's probably Greg marks on the wall there somewhere.
Well, hopefully they've painted since then, but I don't know. But we'll probably try to run a camera to the middle of the floor and have a better angle. But we might keep it at that end too, don't know. We'll see who shows up and what we got going on.
All right, sir. Want to take us on home?
Well, for Greg Phelps, for Janie Phelps, who as usual, all except for the one time she let the camera fall, doing a great job on the camera for us. She was a late season pickup on the camera work, and we can't thank her enough for everything she's done. I'm Dwayne Hewlett. Thanks for joining us. Congratulations to the Carthage Blue Boys, who will make it to the state tournament in 8th grade Class 2A for the IESA. We'll be back on air tomorrow night. Greg will have girls basketball from Scioto. I'll have boys basketball from Southeastern. Until we see you again, thanks for joining us, and have a great rest of your basketball season.